Welcome back again to RedDeckWinning.com. We're doing green-red aggro versus red-white mid-range this time. His list is pretty similar to the one that Adrian Sullivan recently posted on Star City Games about a day or two ago. So it would have been like April 23rd or April 24th. And it's a sweet list. He's made a couple changes. He told me afterwards. He But the main cool thing about this list is that it runs 4 Prophetic Flame speakers. And I initially saw that in Adrian's list, and I thought, well, I don't know. I've tested it a lot in this list, and it's fun, but I don't know if I'd want 4 of them. But it actually seems to be really, really sweet in his deck. The only part I don't like about Devotion is that Red-White Devotion has some very inconsistent draws, and I played it for a very long time on the Pro Tour qualifying season. And I just got frustrated with losing games to terrible, terrible draws. When it draws well, though, it looks absolutely crazy, and it's virtually unstoppable. You're going to see a fairly crazy match here coming up. So I went down to 4 on the mull, but he let me go back up to 6 because Cockatrice's Shuffler is pretty terrible, so we could actually have a real game. Um, Obviously, I kept a much, much slower hand after mulls. But it's got Reckoner, and if you're playing a bunch of big dudes on the other side, you really can't just jam into Reckoner. So we talked a little shop during these games, and seemed like a good guy. I told him it's going to go on the website, so he'll probably be seeing this video as well. And yeah, I mean, this just looks awful for an aggro deck to play against, other than the fact that I have Reckoner, which is one of the big reasons to run Reckoner for situations like this, but he still has just craziness. I mean, if you drop a Fanatic here, if you drop a Perforos, I mean, any of that stuff is absolutely scary right now. Because even if he just decides to take like 6 on the chin or whatever it is that my Reckoner is going to deal, or lose one of his guys, he's still in great shape. So I get kind of lucky and draw the triple Reckoner hand. I'm guessing overall this matchup's not that great, especially the way I boarded in this match, and just the kind of cards and power that they have. So we'll have to see how popular this deck gets, the red-white mid-range one, but I think there's ways that you can deal with it. I think we may just need to tweak a few cards here and there. And I probably need to play this differently in this match too. Gore Clan is a card that I want here, though. It actually is pretty reasonable because it can put me far enough ahead that even if he gets some kind of alpha turn, he might still be in trouble. The biggest thing with the inconsistency of its draws for red-white midrange is that you'll notice he's stuck on 3 lands here. This is what I see a lot. That deck is very mana hungry. It's not so much that if it misses a Nykthos that you're in trouble. I mean, you definitely want to have a Nykthos so you can have the explosive draws, but if you don't have a Nykthos, it's fine as long as you draw enough lands. And when you don't in situations like these, you're just too slow. The deck just gets way behind. I'm not even taking advantage of it right now, other than the fact that I had the amazing draw of getting 3 Reckoners. It's not like I'm, have an army of 2/2s. Granted, this is better than that, but still, it's not like I have a typical aggro draw here. But, I mean, I knew at this point that this was pretty much GG unless he just had some crazy explosion, and he realizes it way too. So, that is game 1. I kind of let the tape run a little bit here. You're going to see my sideboarding and a little bit of the start of game 2. The next video has the rest of game 2. I misboarded pretty bad in game 2 here. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted. I know I wanted Mizium Mortars against Frostburn Weird, Burning Tree, any of his 2-drops. I wanted Searing Blood against some of the 2-drops, but I didn't see anything outside of Frostburn Weird game 1. I mean, you got to figure he's playing the straightforward Devotion plan, especially since he's playing similar to Adrian's list. So I should have put Searing Blood in here, but I didn't. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, looking at the tape here too, I would have taken Lightning Strike out because even though it kills Reckoner, just about everything else requires either mortars or wants the damage from Searing Blood. So Lightning Strike killing Reckoner is about the only option for that card, and I would rather be more flexible and be able to either deal him more damage or kill more threats, even the off chance that I might overload a mortars. But so I get really aggressive draw here, which can or cannot be good. He's got a lot of brick walls that you have to get through, and that might be one of the advantage to playing Prophetic Flame Speaker in that Devotion deck alongside of Reckoner is that you have essentially 8 cards that just frustrate your opponent to no end. Um, like even if he was playing against Esper Control, I could see Prophetic Flame Speaker and Boros Reckoner just being really irritating cards to deal with. I mean, both of them typically require, you know, immediate removal or they get out of hand, especially the Flame Speaker. But the one drawback is Flame Speaker dies to just about all the removal in Esper. It can get Last Breath, it can, anything. So that's a problem for the card, but if it goes unchecked, you're going to see in this game some absolutely absurd interactions here. Obviously I'm missing green here, which doesn't help when I've got Domri and Gore Clan in my hand. The Domri is a one of right now. He is something I'm testing out to see if I like him enough or not, along with Chandra. Basically those slots, as I'll probably mention in my article, were for Fanatic of Xenagos, and I thought